All right. So this is courtesy of HTT, uh, which stands for Hot Topics Time. It's a channel that talks about Chinese innovation, infrastructure. Uh, uh, so basically, it's about what China is doing. Um, as well as the people and so on and so forth. So, anyways, you remember some few years ago there were if you pay attention to what's happening around the world at least, the China had announced that it had some successes in a electromagnetic levitation train, or Maglev, and that this train could hit 620 kilometers per hour. Um, anyways, Hot Topics time, courtesy of them, they informed that China, that particular maglev train, is centered on not electromagnetic levitation, but on the use of nitrogen. And the way that works is, to give you a bit of insight in history. I saw on one of those scientific science channels, like Nova or you know, or one of the PBS science things, or it could have even been one of those Discover channels that used to actually talk about potential scientific achievements, or scientific achievements or breakthroughs. Discover doesn't really do that anymore. None of these so-called channels do that. Um, Anymore. Anyways, 20 years or more ago, I watched one of these shows, and they were talking about uh, ceramic superconductors. And one of the things that they show is this small ceramic disc, which is being levitated by using liquid nitrogen. So liquid nitrogen is placed, and the temperature in the air is dropped down so low that basically the friction is almost any sort of friction is nullified, and the superconducting ceramic disc is floating there. Um, so, anyways, that gave me, when I after watching that, I got excited, and I was going through my mind. And if you've watched me talk about stuff like this before, I I do I think through a lot of stuff in my head. Now I've never had the money or the connections uh, or even had the technical skills to draw up a patent or trademark or whatever the hell. And I've also put out a video about how I don't agree with those patent laws and intellectual property laws and all this other bullshit. Because, and I've explained how that's basically That's basically a scam. You know, you, so that all that sort of stuff can be concentrated into the hands of the people who have the money, who have the influence to take it. I talked about how Shark Tank. That's another big ass scam. Because these people have the money, and then they use that money and that leverage to basically take the ideas that you present that they so-called want to invest in, and basically take control of it. It's like that fucking British assholes all over, about all over TV with competitions about food and so on and so forth. I forget the guy's name, but that's the same scam he's running on those those food wars, or whatever or Hell's Kitchen, whatever the hell it is. So anyways, going back to this Maglev train thing, it wasn't immediately, but a few years later, putting together that conductivity levitation by using low temperature catalysts like nitrogen would if you incorporate that into a transportation system, and I thought of trains, and there are limits to electric maglev, electromagnetic maglev technology. That needs electrical power, and that needs electrical power in order to not only lift the train, but to pull it forward. And so while you can achieve some pretty fantastic speeds, there are limitations due to the construction of the train, all the other things that build up a lot of weight, and then it doesn't cut away the friction. It doesn't almost completely nullify friction, which a superconductive conductive train that uses nitrogen as liquid nitrogen as the base for levitating, which cuts away all the friction. That has almost unlimited advantages, and there's far less energy, far less mechanical components that's necessary for a train like that. Anyways, that's what Hot Topics time revealed. Also, he quickly put in that thought about putting a tube. The Chinese are considering incorporating it with a vacuum tube, and that's something that I also thought up of. And as I said, this is it's just things I work through my head. That's something I like to do, and it's usually driven by something I see a need for. But as I said, I don't have the connections. I never went to college, or you know, or I never went to high. I never went to higher education, uh, and I wasn't. I didn't have a circle of people who I could talk about this. My jobs and my works have always been pretty much manual. You know, uh, it's something I've always lamented, uh, uh, that I don't have I never had uh, I never made connections. And the thing is, it's difficult when you're working a lot of manual labor or time-consuming, jobs where you spend I was a truck driver for a lot of years, and you know I put in insane hours, and all I could do is I'd go do drive, come back, and I'm exhausted, and all I really have time is to go eat a meal and then go to sleep, and then be back to work. Basically, that was it. Uh, so, anyways, I just want this is just a quick video. It's interesting to see that China is actually carrying out, well, at least it's already on a pathway to doing that, doing that high temperature, high temperature uh, Maglev train technology, and has already included the concept of incorporating it with a vacuum tube. And so that's really quite cool. And actually, it's uh, never mind. Uh, I have to consolidate my thinking for what I was about to say. So, anyways, that's it. I think it's very cool, and it could do a lot of have a lot of really great impacts for us.